Hello everyone again. Good afternoon. My name is Senthil Kumar. Thanks for taking out your time today and joining us for yet another webinar series. This time we are hosting a webinar on Test Drive Microsoft Power BI. This will be our first webinar for this year, and by the way, happy and joyful new year to all of you from everyone here at Trigent. Wish you have a wonderful year ahead. We have about 60 minutes to cover this webinar. There is a presentation which is going to take us about 45 minutes, and that includes some few exciting demos, and the rest of the time will be utilized for any questions you may have. As a general information, this webinar will be recorded and emailed to all attendees. Attendees will be muted through this webinar. If you have any questions, use the question box in the control panel. All questions will be consolidated and answered at the end of the webinar. If you have anything to be sent, any questions, or if you face any issues joining, please email us to the email ID listed in the screen. Before we move into the webinar, a quick introduction about Trigent, who we are, what we do. We are a mid-sized IT services company, a Microsoft Gold Certified partner, running in business for the last 20 years, generated about 30 million global revenue, worked with a variety of platforms, let it be SharePoint, Yammer, mobile, so on and so forth. I've experienced work with 100+ clients, executed about 120 projects, 80 deployments, and a total experience of 180,000+ man-hours of work experience. We are headquartered in Mass with 3 other offices across the globe. We are pretty strong around SharePoint. We have 100+ certified consultants, Microsoft. And here's a partial list of customers who we are working with. And here are our co-speakers for this webinar. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Hello, everybody. Power BI is a very powerful BI from Microsoft. We are executing a couple of projects for our clients right now. I'm Ravi Kasi, working as a SharePoint consultant at Trigent, and excited to be here and just go through a couple of Power BI features today. Thank you all for joining.
Good afternoon. This is Chala Palaniappan. I work closely with many of our clients in building technology solutions that fit their unique needs. I work across many different technologies, Microsoft technologies, Office 365, SharePoint, Azure, .NET, etc. We're all very pleased to have you here this afternoon. Here is the agenda for the day. We will spend about 6 to 8 minutes presenting an overview of Power BI. We will talk about components that make Power BI, a quick look at the Power BI's architecture, and what subscription options are currently available, and touch upon important features of Power BI. After that, we will spend bulk of our time demonstrating Power BI's capabilities. We will see how you can bring data contained in Excel into Power BI. We will build some sample dashboards. We will take a closer look at the Power BI desktop tool. Finally, we'll also see how the natural language query works in Power BI. Power BI has become a standard for modern self-service business intelligence today. Power BI was available as bundled Microsoft Office 365 platform and SharePoint Online platform. It has been decoupled, and now Power BI is currently available as a separate product licensed or a subscription model product. It is rapidly growing with new features introduced in monthly release cycles. With Power BI, you can monitor streaming data sources via live, continuously updating visuals and rich dashboards. We can gain deep insights into business data wherever they are, on premises, in the cloud, stored in a relational databases, or big data like Hadoop, or in resident in a custom-built business application. We can be notified through email or mobile apps when the data hits threshold or exceeds preset targets. These are the three major components of Power BI. PowerBI.com is a cloud environment for your data, dashboard, and reports. The PowerBI.com service has been enhanced with increased web-based authoring capability, making it easier to create and format visualizations for dashboards and reports through the browser. Power BI Desktop is a visual tool that allows you to model and explore your data, create interactive visualizations, perform analysis, and publish them right to your Power BI cloud environment. Power BI Desktop may also down the line interface better with on-premises infrastructure such as SQL Server reporting services. Lastly, there are native touch-optimized mobile apps for phones and tablets. Let's look at the architecture or the Power BI architecture in a different way. As we said, Power BI is a cloud-based business analytics services for pulling together live views across all your data. Power BI utilizes the popularly familiar Excel to interface to the Power BI environment from your desktop. Microsoft also provides you the desktop tool for data modeling, transformation, etc. Though business data is increasingly contained in SaaS business applications, there is and always will be important data contained in applications and databases on-premises. So Power BI allows you to connect to on-premises SQL Server databases and other data sources. Power BI connects to data in Microsoft or non-Microsoft cloud applications such as Azure Data Services, Office 365, Dynamics, SharePoint, so on and so forth, and also non-Microsoft cloud applications. Lastly, Power BI can be accessed through your choice of web browser and supplied mobile apps for Windows, iOS, and Android. Let's briefly talk about Power BI's availability. Today, Power BI is available in two different forms. Both are functionally pretty much the same. Power BI is a free subscription model that allows anybody to sign up and use Power BI features with just the data limitation of 1 GB per user. Power BI Pro is a subscription-based model at $9.99 per user per month as a separate subscription outside your Office licenses or Office 365 licenses with a data limit of 10 GB per user. Let's look at the highlights briefly. Power BI can connect to a multitude of data sources through live direct connectivity. These include on-premises analysis services, Azure databases, and data warehouses. Using REST API, Azure Streaming Analytics can push streaming data directly into Power BI. Power BI Desktop is an excellent world-class capability tool for data preparation and transformation. You can prepare, cleanse, and shape your data from your desktop before pushing it to Power BI cloud infrastructure. You can automatically create model by simply importing data into Power BI. You can create complex calculations known as measures and create advanced analytics. Power BI provides impressive range of visuals, tree map, combo charts, funnels, gauges, area map, so on and so forth. They all provide a fine-grained control of charts, colors, images, and rich text with URL support. Power BI provides team collaboration and sharing of content across work groups. Users, BI professionals, and system integrators can build their own content packs to share pre-built dashboards, reports, and data sets within an organization. Native Power BI mobile apps are available for all major devices, Windows, iPhone, iPad, and Android. The REST API functions can be used for real-time connectivity and refresh. Microsoft's commercial-grade visualizations are actually built on D3.js, an open-source framework. This allows customers and partners to easily extend and build custom visuals. That's the highlight. With that, I'll turn it over to Ravi for a demo of the Power BI functionalities and features.
Thank you, Chela. Thank you for the quick introduction to Power BI. And we'll go through two samples of how we can build some rich insight into the data that you have. Data is generally only so good as long as you start drawing some insights and drive actionable analytics from that. So the primary elements that make up the Power BI components are the tiles, dashboards, reports, and data sets. So let's see a couple of them. So this is a subscription that we have. It's an Office 365 subscription, and the Power BI subscription is a separate purchase. So I'll get into Power BI. So this is a workspace. When you get into your Power BI environment, the dashboards are where you have your tiles. Each one of these rectangular boxes you see are the tiles which are pinned from the various reports that you develop. So this is a sample report that was put together and pinned to the dashboard. So the data sets are the underlying sources of data from where which you use either sources from Excel, on-premises databases, or SaaS-based applications, Salesforce, and your Azure databases. So this is the executive team dashboard that we have. We'll start building visualizations, and you'll get to see how easy it is to build a report once you have a data source and start putting together a dashboard. So this is one such dashboard, causes of death, which was developed by Chela, and he shared it with me. So you see the shared icon on the left. This is available for me. This is available for me as view only. I will not be able to edit this. But if you have a content pack developed and published, users across the organization will be able to access those content packs and then use it to further draw insights and make any edits to it. So these tiles, once you click on any tile for further information, it will take you to the respective report. So this report contains more details from the underlying data set. So those were the tiles, dashboards, reports, and the data sets that make up the elements of a Power BI. So let's start drawing some insights. There are two ways how you can do it. So the first is Power BI Desktop. It's an install that you can have on your local box. So using this Power BI Desktop, you can start connecting to data sources and build reports quickly and publish them to your Power BI subscription and share that with the rest of the organization. So let's see how we can build a quick report using the Power BI Desktop. So this is the Power BI Desktop that I have installed on my local box. For simplicity, I will use an Excel file. So I have a consumer complaints as one of the data that's a part of the Excel file. I'll pull this into the Power BI environment. That's the Excel data sheet, which has these rows and columns. And I'll load this into the BI desktop. So as this loads, you see the visualizations, the fields show up here on the right. There you see the fields have come in from this Excel file. The visualizations are available. Once you start selecting a visualization and pick the right fields, you can start seeing the dimensions in the visualizations that you choose. So let me start the first one. I'll pick an area chart. Let's see what are the dispute amounts and how they come in through the various months and the year. So there you go. Power BI converts this date received into a year format, but you have an option to change it to just look at it as a date field. And once you select that, it will start showing you the dispute amounts as they came in from December 2011 through 2012. So that's the first graph. Let's do a map view. I'll pick the states from where we are getting a lot of consumer complaints from. That's the field I had to pick. So there you see it shows you as bubbles. The bigger the bubble, that's the count where you have most of the complaints coming in from, California in this case. So it's not just these visualizations. You can see the data as is in the raw format by pulling the fields, and it will show you the rows and columns. Let's see what are the various issues that have been coming in that the consumers are complaining about. So the company against which the complaints are registered, and the disputes. So it lists you all the issues from the data set and the company against which the issue has been, the complaint has been registered, and the dispute amount. It gives you a couple of more options. If you want to just see the number of issues against a particular company and the total dispute amount, you have an option to just choose a count option on this particular field, and it will tell you the number of counts from Amex. There's been three issues, totaling to about $12,705 of dispute. So this is a simple report where you could quickly put together 3 visualizations that we have out here, and I will start publishing this onto the Power BI subscription we have. I'll save this. So since I have the subscription details already entered in the desktop environment, it's not going to ask me for the credentials again. It's going to publish it straight into the Power BI subscription that we have. There you go. You see the asterisk. That's the new data set that's published into Power BI. It's just creating the report still in the Power BI environment. All right. While this comes through, I could show you a couple more filter options in a visual way, how these interact with each other, and you can do some visual filters. So here I have a map. These controls on the page are interactive. You can choose the bubble, and that becomes a filter component for the other controls to basically give you the data appropriate to the visual filters that you just chose. So there you see the data changing. I picked Washington and one more state here, postal code 17402, and the data on the right and the top changed responding to these two as filters. Okay, and now it's back. So I choose a couple of states. Okay, while the visualization on the top is applying the filters and responding to the data that we just applied filters on, we chose about 3 states: Washington, California, Idaho. All right, while that responds, I'll just show you how you can pin this into your dashboard. So here's the pin option. You can pin this visual into an existing dashboard. I think it just came back, and the filter's been applied on Idaho, Washington, and California. So you can you don't have to use the report as you published from your Power BI desktop. You can further do filters, and you can apply and you can pin the based on the filters that you just did into your dashboards. I can either choose an existing dashboard or create a completely new one. So the exit team was a dashboard which was blank, and we wanted to start building some visualizations through the demo. The first visualization is here. Let's do some more on this consumer complaints report. So once you have it published into the Power BI environment, you could go ahead and edit this particular report right from here. You don't have to go back to your Power BI desktop environment. So these are the filters that are available at a page level and a report level. So the pages below are the page levels against which these page level filters apply. I will apply a product filter across the entire report. So these have been the categories, the bank account or a credit card, mortgage, from which have been categorized of major complaints as part of this data set. Let's choose credit card, and we'll see the visualizations responding with credit card as a filter. So with this filter, I will pin the second visual, the map, into the executive team dashboard. So it's going to ask me to save it because we added filters, and this particular report is localized in the Power BI environment for this user. So that's our second visualization. So as we add report into the Power BI environment, as we publish them into the subscription, Power BI is intelligent enough to find correlations between the various columns that you have in the data set and draw some insights. So let's see those insights. So as you click on Quick Insights and it's preparing these insights, you could still go ahead and work. It's doing it in an asynchronous manner. It's not going to hold up and lock you down. So once the insights are available, it will tell you the insights are ready. You click on it, you'll see all the correlations between the fields, giving you counts and the summarizations there you see. So quick insights on the complaints that the underlying data set that we brought in. So this is a donut representation of the products against the three products that we had, the credit card, mortgage, and the bank account related. This is a dispute amount, how the dispute amounts have come in to the system through referrals, web, phone, or postal mail. So we didn't have to build a report out here. We didn't have to do anything. All we had to do was use the underlying data set and click on the visualization, on the quick insight, and it built based on the fields available in the data set. And you can go ahead and pin this visual again into your dashboard. So this came in from insights, and these two from the reports we had, which we further applied visual filters and report level filters. So what we just did was use the Power BI desktop tool as an IDE to build a report. And once we had the required visualizations and chose the appropriate data set to build those visualizations, once we were satisfied with it, we published that to Power BI subscription. So let's see the second way. So you don't have to have a Power BI desktop in your environment. You could do so if you choose to, but Excel is powerful enough, and Excel is pretty pervasive on pretty much most of the users' boxes. So using Excel, you have data in one form or the other where you can export data from various applications, have it as part of an Excel worksheet, or either maintain your data right in Excel. Excel is pretty tightly integrated with Power BI, and you can start drawing insights from Excel application once published on the Power BI. So the data, you can use it as is, or if you have a Power Query option where you could transform the data if the underlying data, the rows and columns, is not in its form for you to start doing the visualization. If you want to do additional ETL work, some transformation and load, you could do so. But you could, what we did just now was from the Power BI desktop, we didn't do any of this transformation. We just pulled the Excel file and started building the insights. Further, you could do the pivot. You could transform the data and then start building your views. And then publish it to Power BI environment, and you'll have the Excel-based Power BI report available for the users to collaborate on and start drawing insights. So let's do using an Excel file. I'm going to do it a little different in this case. You can, we picked the local file on my machine through the Power BI desktop, but we will choose OneDrive where I have a Excel file uploaded already and start using it in my Power BI environment. So I clicked on Get Data. With the Get Data, you see the various different options we have to pull the data from. So my organization, let me show you this. This is the content pack I mentioned early on. Either somebody could build a report or a dashboard and share with the rest of the users, which makes it read-only for those users. But when you build a content pack where you can package your data set, you can, along with a dashboard and a report, or just a report and a data set, and publish them, and it's going to be available here in the content pack area under your organization. So there are services, there are a whole lot of services from where you can start gathering data from. There's a Bing API where you can bring in search results based on search terms. Google Analytics, if you have subscription and SaaS-based offerings like Salesforce, you have a corporate account, go connect to your Salesforce and start bringing the Salesforce content in here. So samples are some of pre-packaged content packs available from Microsoft. You can bring these content packs into your workspace and start playing with it to get to see how you can convert the data set as part of this content pack into reports and start putting your own filters and visualizations. So there are other data sources that you can pull in from Azure database and your SQL Server analysis services. It could be in your on-premises or a server in a cloud environment. You could connect to it through a data management gateway. That gives you a two-factor authentication with your on-prem or the server and your Power BI environment, and it's going to start pushing the data, giving you that through the two-factor authentication, make it available as a data set. And there's a Spark connector where you can bring data, the big data, the Hadoop data into Power BI. So let's pick a file. You can bring it from a local file that's on your box or in your office premises in your servers. You can connect to OneDrive or bring data from your SharePoint environment. So we have a OneDrive for business. I have an Excel file already uploaded in OneDrive. So these are the defects from the various suppliers. That's the sample data we have chosen. Let's connect to this. So when you connect to that Excel file, it gives you two options. You can either import the Excel file into your Power BI environment, so the entire data set is available, and you can build report on top of it, and again, pin those visualizations into your dashboard. Or you can leave your data in OneDrive and handle the data in your OneDrive and just build the report in your Power BI environment. I choose to import the data here. So it's bringing the data into your Power BI, into the Power BI environment, and there you see the data set getting prepared. And again, we have the quick insights. So the Power BI does the insights as soon as the data set is available. or you can click on a data set and choose to see what insights the Power BI draws from that. Okay, so insights. So we didn't have to do anything with this. Power BI is, again, pretty smart when deciphering the correlation between the different fields and summarizing those dimensions and measures and giving you some multi-dimension visualization. And once you have the insights, you can start pinning them to your dashboard. So this is a second data source from which we are pinning the visualizations into a dashboard, which we started building from scratch. So these are the supplier defects from the quick insights that we put together. So let's see the report. So this report was part of the Excel file already. So it's come in as is. It was in the Excel file, but you could go ahead and add more pages and start building additional reports, additional report pages if you want to. So you see the richness in the various visualization controls here. And the top-bottom analysis, rows and columns of data, bar graph, and the third page with more visualizations. So you can again, this is again available for you to pin it into your dashboard. And now you have a dashboard with two data sources and multiple visualizations that we put together in a couple of minutes. So that was the second way how you can bring in your Excel data from OneDrive or your local box and building your report and start using it as part of your dashboard. So this is exciting. Natural language query is very powerful in Power BI. Formerly, you had to, in other business intelligence applications, somebody has to actually write those queries or build those reports and have them published for the users to start using those queries or reports, which would take a couple of days. But now, with the natural language query, all you have to do is just type the question, and Power BI understands what is the data point that you're trying to get your responses from. It goes to the appropriate data set where you're trying to gather that particular information from, and starts giving you the dimensional representation if it's a count versus a two-dimensional representation, and you'll get the insights immediately. You don't have to wait for your IT team or developers to build any of these. Let's see some of the let's try some of the natural language queries. So here we have this dashboard with two data sets. Let's say total number of defects. So it's just one dimension. It understands that the defects is the only dimension we are looking for, and we are looking for a number. So you just got a number from this data set, supplier quality analysis sample. Even though this executive team dashboard has data visualizations from two different data sources, it knows exactly which data set it needs to go off of and bring this particular summary element. So once you have this natural language query bring in the right results for you, it's again available for you to pin. Here. So with this, we didn't have to do anything but just ask questions. So that's how powerful the natural language query is. So let's ask one more question. So that was a one-dimensional representation we got. Total number of defects. Let's see, we want to see it by the year. So it realized it's two dimensions we are looking for, the year and the defects. It summarized the number of defects for 2014 and 13. That's about the years of data we have in this particular sample, and it's available for you as a graph. I'll pin this too. So in a matter of minutes, we put together a dashboard from 2 different data sources and natural language query and the insights that Power BI itself figured out from the underlying data set. So extending further, Microsoft is taking this into spoken queries using the Cortana engine, which is already available in your Windows 10 environment with the build 1511 and higher. And the Cortana Analytics Suite is a combination of Cortana and Power BI, where it is converting the speech into queries. It identifies the filters, builds the query underneath that, and gives you the right visualization. So you don't have to type queries, you can just speak into it, and it's going to give you those visualizations. And Microsoft is bringing this, like the Sync framework they had that introduced in your automobiles. They're wanting to bring this Office 365 along with Cortana into your cars. So that's how powerful and where Microsoft is headed. So some examples below on the human resources sample dashboard that we had, and you can see, just type bad hire count, and you can also do forward-looking queries. So we wanted to show you how it looks on a mobile. As Chela mentioned, there's an app available from Microsoft, from the iTunes Store, from the Google Play Store, and the Windows Store as well. You download this Power BI app and connect through your subscription to the Power BI, and you can start seeing the dashboards that we just put together. So these dashboards were developed, and I just picked my mobile phone this morning and started consuming the Power BI as the dashboards were published. You see the settings on the left where you have the alerts. You can set alerts based on particular thresholds, and the My Workspace is where we saw all the dashboards, reports, and the data sets. So the workspace, this is how it renders the workspace in a columnar fashion, occupying the entire form factor. And these are the dashboards. Excuse me. So clicking on cause of death, you can see each one of those tiles in a single columnar view and adjusted so well into the form factor of a mobile phone. So I clicked this further, this pie tile, and it opened up as a donut, giving you more details and giving you the color coding and what it stood for, the legend at the bottom. So in a handheld device, you could further annotate this, and the annotations are available at the bottom. You can also paint and highlight some things, and you can also type out some text, take screenshots, and share with the other users. So these were 2 data sources from Excel file that we brought into the visualizations in the executive dashboard. So let's see one more data source. I'll go into services, and let's bring in some search-based content pack from Bing. Let's choose the trending Star Wars movie. So there you have the Bing Star Wars content pack. So here you have the activities as they're happening on a daily basis, and the volume of the search as it's happening, and the popular languages people are trying to look up for this particular Star Wars on the internet, and the trending news. And from a map representation, it's telling you where the concentration of these search terms are. United States obviously being the most, and some concentrations of Europe, Canada, and other parts of the world. So as you have this, Bing did all the hard work. All you have to do is type in a search term, and it gives you a content pack with the various representations. And you can definitely start pinning this to. I'll create a new dashboard. So it's just as easy as that. You type in a dashboard and pin the visualization, and you can start seeing it in that particular dashboard. So that's the another data set from a service that you have. Similarly, you can go off of Salesforce and start pulling your corporate content and start representing in the Power BI environment. So these are the key takeaways. I'm sure you agree in the past few minutes that we started pulling the data set and building visualization. You see the power is in the hands of the end users, how easy it is for the end users to start drawing some insights into the data that's lying around on your boxes or in your servers. So no need to formally develop any reports or queries. You don't need a big team of developers or the IT team to help you with building these reports and queries. So with the controls, you get good visualizations, drawing rich insights into them. So driving into actionable analytics. So the disparate data sources, like we had two sources of data, the consumer complaints coming in from Excel. Likewise, they could be pulled in from a SQL Server database on-prem, or it could be pulled from Azure SQL Server, Oracle, your favorite database, whatever is available in your corporate environment. And you can also bring data from other sources. You can mash them up with these visual insights plugged onto one single dashboard to give you a bird's eye view of what's happening within your organization. So you can quickly draw insights into like what are your risk areas, what are your opportunities, and appropriately drive action. So once you have these visualizations and you're able to take action against them, nothing more powerful from what you can draw from the underlying data. So in query, just type your queries or speak your queries, and you get further insights on those data points. So that's about what we had for the demo today.
Great. Thanks, Ravi. So that's what we wanted to go through today. We have close to 15 minutes left, I would say, and so it's time for questions. We already have few. In fact, we have quite a few, but if you have any new questions, please go ahead and type in the questions pane. But we'll start answering the questions which we already have. Here's our first question. Okay, so we sort of touched upon it. Okay, what data sources does Power BI connect to?
Well, you can connect to various different various data sources. Like I quickly walked through that. Let's go through it again. When you click on Get Data, so here these are the content packs that your organization can publish, and for everybody to start getting access to the content pack and adding to their workspace, and various service applications, the cloud-based applications, SaaS applications that you have subscriptions to, the search. These are the various services from where which could be your data set. And samples, which is available from Microsoft. Some of the files that you have, either as CSV or Excel files from a local environment, and you can bring it from OneDrive and the SharePoint list. So Azure databases, on-prem databases, and also Hadoop.
Okay, here's the next one. Okay, my salespeople will be mostly on road. They need access to data on the fly. Will Power BI work on my mobile? I think it does. I think we sort of touched upon it. You want to elaborate on that, Ravi?
Yeah, there's no additional programming work needed for you to start consuming this on your mobile devices. It's pretty fluid and very responsive on either your tablet, adjusting itself into the landscape mode, deciding on the right number of tiles to be represented into your landscape mode or portrait mode. And all you have to do is download the app and have the subscription, and it will start rendering seamlessly on your mobile devices.
Okay. And here's the next one. Can the reports be refreshed once they get uploaded to the cloud? Is that so?
Yes, you can refresh your reports. So you choose the underlying data set, and you can schedule a refresh. And you can also refresh now if you know the underlying data set has changed right now and you want to see the results of the changed data. You can refresh it, and the respective reports and the visualizations that you plugged onto your dashboard will start responding based on the database that you just refreshed.
Okay. Here's the next one. Can you export dashboards to other formats, like a PDF or other formats?
Well, let's see that. So here's the exit team dashboard. I think we have an option somewhere here. Okay, there you go. Let me print this. So here I have a PDF driver, Primo PDF. Let me print to that driver. So there you see, you have the PDF version of the dashboard. So you can use this as handouts in your meetings. So it's as easy as that. Nothing had to be done specific for this. It's available right from Power BI.
Okay. And here's the next one. Can Power BI connect to non-SQL databases?
Yes, Power BI can connect to other databases. It could be from your on-prem or your cloud environment. You can start bringing data from various data sources.
Okay. So here's another question. Do the Power BI reports that you publish to be viewed on the web reside on your own company website, or they are on the Power BI website? How does security work on Power BI?
So the data could be either on your on-prem environment. You could, if you choose to, you could bring it into your Power BI environment. So that way it stays. The on-prem version is different versus what you have on your Power BI environment, and build data out of that. But you have an option to refresh and bring the updated data into your Power BI environment.
Okay. Here's another one. What happens if you go over 10 GB per user per month?
Well, that's a Power BI Pro subscription that you get for $9.99, I guess, per month, with a 10 GB limit on the data. But if you see you're running into that limit, you can definitely purchase additional space.
Here's the next one. Is there a limit to the size of the database?
I'm not sure that. I don't think so, but we can definitely check and get back on that.
Okay. Okay. This is about shared reports. Is there a folder that gets stored so others can open the folder? Is that called content pack?
No, content pack is basically a packaged publish that you have in your Power BI space, where you can package your data set and your report if you want to, and the dashboard, and have that published. That's not available. That's not a folder, but it's a packaged as a content pack available as a data source in your organization area.
Also, the workspace could be, you could create multiple workspace which has unique permissions for different user groups. So that is another way to share within default. We've been working at my workspace, but you can create additional workspace that could be having unique permissions that would be shared with others.
Okay, great. So earlier there was a question on exporting dashboards to other formats. Now it's a slightly different question on, is it possible to share dashboards with others?
Absolutely. You can share dashboards with the other members within your organization. You have the share option. All you have to do is type in their email addresses, but they need to have the subscription with Power BI, and once they have the subscription, they'll start seeing this. So this is a dashboard which I showed early on in the webinar, where Chella put this together and shared it with me, and I'm able to start viewing the dashboard.
Okay, so here's another one which just came in. In fact, a couple of them are there. Okay, what web browsers are supported by Power BI?
So, as Chela mentioned, it's pretty much built on open source DeepSea.js and HTML5. You can start consuming the Power BI dashboards on your favorite browser.
Okay. Here's the next one. This is about Power BI and Power BI Pro. So, how do they differ?
So Power BI is a free offering from Microsoft. Let's see what are the differences. So I'm trying to see the subscription plans available. What are the differences? Let's see. Okay, here the pricing. So there's a free version Power BI with a limited 1 GB per user. And what you have from Power BI Pro is a 10 GB per user, and there's a data refresh option, a couple of more options in a Power BI Pro environment. The collaboration is not available in the free environment, so that's the difference. And once you run into that limit of 10 GB per user, you can start adding more space to it. But you can definitely get started with the Power BI free version, and you'll quickly realize how the potential of Power BI, and then you could then subscribe for a Power BI Pro.
Okay, great. So here's another one which just popped up. When importing or connecting to Excel files, should Excel be running online on my desktop?
You want me to take that? I can take that.
Yeah, Chala.
So typically,
yes.
when you upload Excel, you upload the Excel to a OneDrive or a SharePoint Excel online. In those cases, the file is accessed from the cloud infrastructure itself and through the online services. If the file is imported from a local drive and through the Power BI desktop, then the file just need to be having, you just need access to the file. Excel need not be running at all.
Okay, so I don't think we have any more further questions, but what we can do is we can hold on for a minute or so to see if you have any new questions that gets popped out. We'll hold on for a minute. Okay, here's another one which just popped up regarding publishing to the web. Do we need a web server?
No, you don't need to have a web server. Once you have the Power BI subscription, Microsoft manages all that, and it's available through the Power BI in a browser-based environment. Microsoft takes care of all that.
Okay. Another one to go. Can you publish as a Power BI user so that non-Power BI users can see the dashboard?
You need to have a subscription for other users to start using that content. For non-subscribed users, it's not available as of right now.
Okay. I see a few questions coming in. Okay, this is with regards to subscription. How much the subscription cost? I think we sort of covered it earlier, right?
Yes.
Price
yes.
and availability.
So let me bring that up. I have it here, sir. So we have a free version and a $9.99 per user per month.
Okay, great. I don't see any further questions coming out, so thanks. Thank you very much for joining us today. Thanks for your questions. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have further questions. We'd be happy to go into much more detail if that would be helpful. Thanks very much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Thank you.